coming into the MPFL, and a lot of fans and stakeholders would actually ask the question. Yes, you've told the clubs to implement this. You've told private bodies what they are going to do to bring in brands, but at the same time, we understand that there are also government-owned club sites. So, any implementation that you're putting across, are you going to also hold the government-run club sites to ransom, just like you're going to hold the same thing? Is it the same? Spoon that you're using to serve the privately owned club sites that you used to serve the government-owned club sites? I don't know if you understand where I'm going to. And also, ultimately, it's a good one bringing it into Owerri. And also reports I got is that the government of Imo State, talking about His Excellency distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, he actually welcomed it with both arms. For the meantime, the location has not yet been made known, but ultimately NNL, all 35 club sites, I believe they are all welcome to Imo State, and we all will be looking forward to the outcome, and not just the outcome. For me, the implementation of whatever that will be discussed, because it is one thing to sit and hold a panel and talk about this problem that this club is facing, talk about this problem that the club sites are facing, the leagues are facing, and also looking at it was just a couple of years back, I believe 2 years ago, that we saw a massive cash influx based off on sponsorship that came through into the NNL, where they stated that players will be paid directly into the account and no more middleman business and all that. So ultimately, we saw situations like that. We saw opportunities like that come through to ensure that no one will come through and say that they were ripped off of anything that they earned or what they actually should be paid. And that is also something we need to implement. As we are talking about it, we are implementing it. As we are looking forward to NLL starting up, and also, yes, we have a club side down there in the NLL, talking about four-time MPFL champions, the Nazi Millionaires. We spoke about them yesterday, and they've started their preparations, and definitely all hands must be on deck. And also looking forward to it is one thing also to have a top flight league bolstering and holding on stronger, and then your second division league is not something to write home about. The second division league, it's something that the NNL, as well as going over to NLO, these are grassroots football. You also have to put up some limitations and also expectations from club sides. When you go down to most registered club sides and you look at their playing tough, it is sad that they could also look into that, because when you look at most of the top leagues and look at their second division, the ranking of the top 100 leagues in the world, championship for England was ranked around it was ranked above Scottish Premier League, and you will see second division sides of second division leagues of most countries ranked above certain first division leagues of some countries. And unfortunately, a Nigerian league no even did the top 100, you understand? So that's it. I still hang upon the fact that one, it's a welcome development. Two, whatever that will be agreed upon, let them start up, because the NNL definitely starting very soon, MPFL starting very soon. So ultimately, whatever that will be agreed upon in that particular meeting, they should just look upon it and ensure that they can fast track any kind of solution that they are going to proffer to the progress of the NNL.
All right, the annual general meeting of the Nigerian National League will be in Imo State come August the 24th. Moving away now, and let's talk about the Super Falcons of Nigeria this evening. All right, Super Falcons of Nigeria, they head into their last Group C fixture in the ongoing WAFUU against Egypt, knowing that qualification is within reach. Qualification for the quarterfinal for the 2026 Women Africa Cup of Nations WAFUU is still within their reach. The 9-time African champions currently occupy position number 2 after 2 matches, following a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Zambia in a subsequent defeat. That was the first game they played against Malawi. Currently, Malawi is leading the table with 6 points, followed by Nigeria 3 points. Zambia having 3 points as well, and Egypt, the country Nigeria will be facing this evening, they are with no point at all. Now, Nigeria remain ahead of Zambia on the standings thanks to their superior head-to-head record after defeating the Copper Queens 1-0 earlier on in the tournament. The final Group C feature will be played at the same time this evening by 9 p.m. Nigeria time, and that's with Nigeria facing Egypt, while Malawi will be taking on Zambia. Well, what happens if Nigeria wins? Victory over Egypt will significantly strengthen Nigerians' chances to reach the last 8 in the ongoing WAFCON. Nigeria qualify automatically if Malawi avoid defeat. These are the possibilities. What might happen this evening? Number one, the Super Falcons will qualify automatically if Malawi avoid defeat against Zambia. Number two, if Zambia also defeat Malawi, Nigeria, Malawi, and Zambia would all finish on 6 points. In that case, qualification will be decided based on a 3-team head-to-head minute table. Now, another possibility is that Nigeria would progress almost every possible minute table outcome. The only exception would be if Zambia win by single goal in a high-scoring match where Malawi score at least 3 goals. For example, something like 4-3 or 5-4. What happens if Nigeria draw? A draw against Egypt will be enough to provide Malawi provided Malawi do not lose, that would be enough for Nigeria. However, if Zambia defeat Malawi, Nigeria would be eliminated despite avoiding defeat. What happens if Nigeria lose? Defeat would leave Nigeria relying on other results. The Super Falcons will could qualify if Malawi beat Zambia and Nigeria lose to Egypt by no more than 3 goals. Any other combination of results would see the defending champions exit the competition before the knockout stage. Well, the simplest qualification route, the most straightforward part for Nigeria is clear. Now, avoid defeat against Egypt. Hope Malawi avoid defeat against Zambia. We're not doing mathematics for the Super Falcons, and that's possible, you know. Football is changing. It can't always come your way.
Yes, we are looking at the possibilities of how things will turn about for Nigeria. One will actually see the permutations. Should Nigeria win? Should Nigeria lose? And right now, most people would actually look at the table. Nigeria is above Zambia, and that's based off on head-to-head. Nigeria beat Zambia by a goal to nil, regardless of the fact that Barbara Banda has actually registered 4 goals after 2 matches. That's how phenomenal that lady has been in goal-scoring form. And looking at how things turn about, Nigeria just needs to win or a draw. Let's just keep it. Just Mudryk, he's one of the key players in this particular final game setup. You called Egypt the whipping boys, man, the whipping ladies yesterday, based off on the fact that they came up against Malawi debutants. They also lost, just like Nigeria Super Falcons lost to Malawi. They came up against Zambia, and Zambia whitewashed the Egyptians. And then they're looking forward to. The game is quite open because in a situation they are looking at if they can score quite a handful of goals against the Super Falcons, it will be 3 points, and then they'll be hopeful that the Malawi side would go with a perfect run, beating Zambia, and that will give Egypt an opportunity to also qualify, because that'll be 3 teams on 3 points. You get, so now they'll look at goal difference. You understand? So that's another permutation that you can look into, because it has come true. Yes, we've seen that it has not really been a perfect start. The first 2 games has not really been perfect for Justin Mudryk and the Super Falcons, and the 10-time defending champions of the WAFCON. And they also looking at the fact that they are dangling by the thread when it comes down to qualifying for the World Cup. Remember, before the WAFCON started, I stated that they shouldn't look at making it 11 championship titles in total. First off, they should be part of the 4 teams
that will make it to the semi-final.
That will make it to the semi-finals. The World Cup ticket first. Before that is this is based off on a personal opinion. World Cup ticket should come first, and then they should look forward to going into the finals and winning the 11th title in the women's game. But they started poorly. Second game was still very, very poor. The Zambians dominated them physically. Thanks to that particular goal, which was a lucky goal, when it comes down to the fact that it wasn't a clean strike from Asha Tosola, despite the fact that it was a clean pass from Ajibade. She kudos to the goalkeeper. She was phenomenal in that game. The Zambian goalkeeper was phenomenal in that particular game against the Super Falcons. And also kudos to the team, despite the fact that Demihen actually was sent off and she will not be available. Two players will not be available in today's game. Demihen, Oluwatosin Demihen, as well as Esther Koronkwo, based off on red card and yellow card. Esther Koronkwo picked up a yellow card first game and the second game, and therefore she's ruled out from this game against the Egyptians. For Demihen, she picked up a straight card based off on the fact that she was the last defender and she blocked a goal-scoring opportunity by dragging Banda down in that encounter. So now 2 key players down. But definitely, we have replacement. Oladipo is a centre-back, and a lot of people have been... from the first game, she was played at right-back. Alozie was played at left-back. They called into the question, why are you gambling with the game and all that? So, I believe this is where it fits. Who the cap fits perfectly should be what Justin Madagu should be doing right now. Oladipo should be in that central position with Ohale. Alozie at right back, and then we don't really have any profound left back apart from Ashley Plumter, and this WAFCON has exposed that. Plumter is not available, and we don't have anyone to hold on to fill in the gap. Right. Now, when you come into the midfield, this is where they should also look into, okay, let's see what who and who. Tony Payne might be recalled back into the starting 11 in this game against the Egyptians. I'll still tell them to be cautious. Be cautious.
Very cautious.
A lot of people were telling them be cautious against the debutants, Malawi. Ultimately, they were not cautious enough and they lost 3-2 in that encounter. And now they're coming up against an Egyptian side in a must-win encounter because the Zambians will be very, very physical against the Malawians. They've watched the Malawi-Nigeria game. They've watched the Malawi-Egypt game. They've had 2 games to look at their tactics and comfortably look for... Okay, enlighten me.
They will beat Egypt.
They will beat Egypt. The Super Falcons
will beat Egypt.
No problem. No problem. I'll be hopeful. But most of the times, one have to be
very careful.
You have to be careful. You're being optimistic, quite all right.
I don't joke.
But right now,
those girls have a way of coming to the party.
But now, right now, yes, they have a way of coming into the party. But the first 2 games has been very, very poor for me. You get. No. So certain times they'll say, don't judge a book by its cover. After 2 games, tell me, why won't I question the tactical capability and adaptability of Justin Madagu and the girls? A lot of people are asking the fact there's a certain Gift Monday that can actually try out in front. There are a couple of players, but when asked about it, he was like, based off on the tactics and the gameplay that he wants to play, that also affects the fact that he has not given those girls that did practically well for their club side before coming down for the WAFCON. So I feel that he's going to rely on the experienced legs of Asha Tosola. She came through her first game that she started. She got a goal, and the only goal that gave Nigeria their first victory at the WAFCON. I feel that her experience will come into play in this game against Egypt. Yes, the Egyptians will look forward to holding back, take the game plan of Malawi and see how they can hit out on counter.
All right. Okay, the same way you're advising the Super Falcons is also the same way that the National Sports Commission as well as NFF, big wigs are advising them to take this particular match very seriously and ensure that victory is assured, because in this kind of game you just don't need to keep your basket open. You need to be very careful and make sure that you finish the game from your own part. All right, remember you can join us live on Facebook on Echo FM 100.7, Echo ECHO, Echo FM. You can join us there live and be part of the conversation. So ahead of the game today, the NFF General Secretary as well as NSC General Secretary, everyone is telling the girls to, come on girls, don't joke with this particular game. Don't joke with this particular game. We must win them. All right, moving on. Let's also move away from football now. For Nigerian volleyball, a new sheriff is in town. That is because the Nigerian Volleyball Federation, they have unveiled officially Ryan Masajedi as the new technical advisor and head coach of Nigerian volleyball national teams. The unveiling ceremony took place today on Wednesday, August the 5th, at Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Package B in Abuja. Masajedi is expected to oversee the technical development of Nigeria's national volleyball teams as the federation intensifies their preparation for the upcoming continental and international competitions. All right, before we also, let's also talk about the Nigerian the Tigers. They have landed safely in Haikou, China. That's ahead of their preparation for an important series of matchups in the road to Berlin. We talked about it yesterday. The squad touched down in Chinese city ahead of the upcoming features that form part of their campaign toward the next major international tournament, with training and final adjustments now set to intensify on building the momentum and shaping their form for the challenges ahead. The Tigers, Africa's dominant women basketball side in recent years, will see definitely use this particular series in China as valuable competitive preparation ahead of Berlin.
Okay, starting off from the volleyball, and it's a good one for the volleyball team. This is an experienced gaffer that is coming through, a man who actually has roots from Iran as well as Japan. And also both national team setup, both club side setup. This man has continued to show that he's one that is data driven. And I'm going to ask the question, coming into Nigeria, what's the amount of data Nigerian volleyball team has that he can
going to
work
be
with?
using to
You
work?
Understand? Because when you look at his resume, he's someone that Masajedi has specialized heavily on data-driven game analysis. He has a strict structural development, as well as he has a tendency to blend high athleticism and technical agility.
That's why
so
he's here.
He is here, but at the same time, does he have something on ground to work with, or
Probably
is he something
we'll give him
that
only the players work with them and then
so as the
get
game
us
progresses,
yeah.
he improves his game. So definitely, this is more like, if that's the situation, it's more like a try and error for
Nigerian volleyball.
Nigerian volleyball. But ultimately, yes, bring a gaffer that knows what he's doing. There's someone that from national team setup is known going into the club side setup. So right now, they've unveiled the Japanese tactician as the new technical advisor and head coach of Nigeria national volleyball team. Is he going to be a coach that will be based out of the country? Is it going to be based in Japan? And then when probably, I don't know the kind of contract that he signed, probably when there's a major international event, he comes through to oversee. Because when you look at how things has been for him, he has been with a particular club side, talking about Bangladesh men's national team since 2025, going to this particular year. He led the senior setup through the South Asian and also looking at the Central Asian Volleyball Association through their regional assignments right before taking this Nigerian job. And looking at how he has contributed as an assistant coach when he was with the Japan national team. That was about 10 years ago. That was the last time, 2016, when you go down to his records. He contributed to one of the world's most technically disciplined programs, helping refine his Japanese renowned defensive and high-speed transition tactics, and this is what he definitely is going to be bringing in. At some point, he was with Iran's men's national team. Going over to club side, he was with Alliance Milano at some point. Rajwali Paswanden in Indonesia. He was with Japan. Also went to Iran. So he has majorly been based in Asia. Had a stint in Europe when he was Alliance Milano. Now he's coming into Africa. Different terrain, different game plan, and also different individuals. Now, when you look at how it has been, what has been the structure for Nigeria? Has Nigeria been training for energy, power, all this while? And looking at a man who he would heavily rely on athleticism and also looking at technical agility. How many Nigerian players, there are some certain individuals that are technically gifted, and there are some people that is just sheer power and grit. You understand? Some people are talented. Some people actually get to where they are via sheer hard work. So right now, it's a good one for Nigeria. But ultimately, does he have enough tools to work and actually put Nigeria where the Nigerian Volleyball Federation wants to see Nigeria? And we've been clamoring. When it comes down to the regional scenes, Nigeria dominates to a certain level. When it comes down to continental scene, Nigeria is one of the heavyweights in the world of volleyball. But now, globally, where is Nigeria? That's another thing that we are going to look forward to. Is he a trial and error? Are we going to look into his tactical philosophy? And also, are we going to have someone or some people set out to learn and understudy this man as he's bringing in a different philosophy, his technical knowledge, coming in from the Asian terrain, coming in from the European terrain, based off on he has been there since 2008, going
so
to
no doubt he's a man full of experience.
Spanning over 2 decades and going into more. So experience Boko, he did there for him. So this is something that the Volleyball Federation should also look forward to tapping into. At least, you be under him. This is what you should be looking at. This one should look at how his game management is. Look at how he derives results from game analysis. Look at how he picks out individuals based on athleticism and also technical agility. So, massive one for Nigerian Volleyball Federation. And also, let's see the results that they're going to turn out with their new manager.
All right. Now, moving back to football, Ghanaian referee by name Julian Nuno and Theophilus Akure, they've been chosen, to oversee Wednesday's semi-final clash for the ongoing WAFUU Zombie, and that game is going to be between Ivory Coast and Nigeria. Now, Nuno will act as the main referee for the highly anticipated semi-final clash. Meanwhile, Akure will be assigned as an assistant referee too for the game that will be taking place at Charles Konan Bani Stadium. The semi-final is expected to attract significant attention as Ivory Coast and Nigeria compete for a spot in the final, each aiming to advance to the final for the continental qualification. Ivory Coast secured their place in the semi-final by finishing top of Group A with a strong performance at home. Now, Nigeria also progressed from Group B, highlighted by the dramatic victory over Ghana in their opening match. The inclusion of Nuno and Akure reflects Ghana's expanding influence in international football officiating and trust placed in the local referees on the regional platform. Is this going to be a concern? Nigeria beat Ghana in their first match. I'm going to be a bit sentimental here, but I'm not saying these referees are not professional.
Well, when you look, the recent updates, Nigeria has actually made it to the finals. Nigeria entertaining 2-2 draw after normal time and then going over to penalties. Nigeria beat Cote d'Ivoire 4-3 on penalties after the dramatic 2-2 draw. Nigeria put out a commanding display, but it wasn't so commanding that they
we can't say these guys were sentimental.
It wasn't sentimental. They came back from goals down and they dug deep to turn the game around and force the match into extra time after the 90 minutes ended 2-2. They went into penalties. Nigeria held their nerve.
I think Nigeria, we're beginning to make statements now. Because if you check this Cote d'Ivoire side, they didn't lose any match before this time.
And look at Nigeria, the only match that they lost was the final game. And one would say that was more like a dead rubber game for Nigeria because they've already qualified based off on the commanding display. First game, they beat Ghana. Coming into the second game, they beat Togo. And based off on the permutation, like we stated yesterday, Nigeria would have the opportunity to make it to the under-20 AFCON
if they win.
They need to win the final game because right now, how they've streamlined, we've been talking about this zoning of a thing.
Yes, this zoning thing.
This zoning of a thing, it has not really brought because right now, put them in a ring. The best should survive.
Let the best survive and
the
go
best
ahead.
should survive, you understand? But ultimately, CAF, Ham and Wine had Megani that way. And now, when you also look at the fact that, yes, Ghana were beaten and they are out of the group stage, but based off on hosting rights, regardless of the results, they will be there at the AFCON. And they will be there at the AFCON. And then for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they will be waiting for the result from other matches that will come through. The second semi-final that will come through later this night and see who they are going to face in the final. But this is a situation of winner takes it all. The winner of the champion will be the one to secure that particular title. Nigeria is looking forward to making it, defending their title comfortably, and they are just one step away from that, and then picking up that opportunity to fight for a ticket to play at the Under-20 World Cup. Massive move and also massive victory for Abdul Mekaba and the Under-20 Flying Eagles. Let's see what they can do coming to the finals of the World Cup.
All right, let's go talk about our guy Gianni Infantino. It is very, very important. All right, FIFA President Gianni Infantino has converged an emergency meeting of senior officials in Morocco as mounting criticisms over his leadership continues to intensify following the collapse of a controversial proposal to sell stakes in FIFA World Cup. The emergency talks come amid growing calls for Infantino's resignation after widespread opposition from football associations over the reported plan to sell an estimated 3.1 billion pounds worth commercial interest linked to the World Cup. Now, the proposal was ultimately withdrawn after several football associations reportedly threatened to boycott tournament if it went on. The controversy has sparked an unprecedented wave of criticisms from within the world of football, UEFA, CONCACAF, the governing body for football in North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. All of them are among the federations that have publicly called for Infantino to step down from his position. Jordan Football Federation President Prince Ali bin Hussein has now joined the growing list of critics, becoming the latest football leader to demand FIFA's president's resignation. His support reportedly brings a number of national associations who are calling for Infantino's removal to 91, with 106 votes required to trigger the president's dismissal under FIFA's governance rules. In a strongly worded statement, Prince Ali come to say, Oga, you have to go. We don't have to go there. He further said that it is very, very important. Remember, he himself was running for that particular position. The emergency meeting expected to take place in Morocco comes as FIFA grapples with increasing internal unrest. Last week, of course, we know all have been following this particular incident. The development have been there. President Gianni Infantino held emergency talks with other FIFA directors in Morocco on Wednesday. A source have said a wave of criticism that Infantino has come under serious tension. I could write 10,000 words on the problems at FIFA, but the solution needs only 3. Infantino must go. Who is saying this? Luis Figo. I need to mention his name. Luis Figo has been one of the strong voices. Jim Carragher, Carragher of England. All of us know him as a wide mouth. I call him wide mouth. He used to talk a lot. But this time around, he's also one of those that have come out to say, Infantino must go. The man who would do that, the man who would try to force through such major changes just to enrich himself and his fans, is a relic of the games past and should have no part in the future of the game. Now, before we look at that particular meeting today, do you join those, or should we say those who are calling for Infantino's resignation, since he has withdrawn that idea? Now, calling for his resignation, is it going too far?
I don't know. See, I'm not amongst those that are actually calling for Infantino's resignation. I'm not behind that, because right now this is someone that has actually driven. It's just like Patrice Motsepe has driven the stock of FIFA to an amazing high level. When you look at the fact that, yes, his methods, when it comes down to how he has been radical in business, going through expansion, no one actually, when he looks at, no one actually knew how expansion is going to work, but he expanded it and it was a success. And they actually...
He doubled Africa's participation, number of countries that the World Cup.
From 4 guaranteed
from
spots.
5 now.
4 and then 1 qualifying. Let's just take it 5. And then going over to 9 automatic slots. 10. Going into
somehow 10 African countries
10 African countries represented the continent in the first expanded competition for the World Cup, and we have looked at that particular issue. So
should that be why we allow him to sell his stake?
No, it's not. I'm not saying that this is why they should allow him, but when you look at how things have come through, most of them are of the argument and opinion that, for the fact say this man go do this thing, you know, remember that a certain man said that he need consult properly before he go make movements from the former Nigerian football chieftain. Ultimately, we see Infantino and how he is. He's business oriented, and he actually treated FIFA and FIFA competition as purely business. expanding the Club World Cup, and it was a success and remarkable. But now many people are looking at the fact that it's more like a partisan. He's playing partisan politics with Donald Trump and the United States of America, and some of them are actually scared that looking at how things are, and also looking at the fact that, remember, some of them actually made a comment. Some individuals, those that matter, made a comment that this initiative, that they should withdraw it and look into it and find a way to block any possible loopholes that could raise its ugly head in the future. You understand? Some of them were not totally against it, but most are totally against the fact that he just went through that. Namibia oga kwata kwata. Anything I say goes. I'm giving you a deadline.
Because you come up with an idea that has not been thoroughly discussed, and you're placing money value on it, and you're giving deadline.
Accept this, and then you take this money. That's where most of the but ultimately you're calling for the resignation of Infantino. This is a man that actually has brought in massive revenue growth, development funding. When you look at the fact that major tournaments were expanded, and looking at how things have come through, it brought in a massive income for everyone who participated. When you look at the technological transformation that FIFA has actually, by looking at the video assistant referee, it came under Infantino's reign. Infantino championed the fast-track integration of VAR technology. We made his official World Cup debut back in 2018. This is the same man that you're calling for his resignation. When you look at his governance and ethical reforms, when you look at all this is actually the first time that you can actually see him, okay, this is a blemish on his leadership. So that is why when you're talking about resignation, no. When you're talking about resignation, I'm not going to hold on to that. I'm not going to support that particular comment, because when the same thing that we're talking about, 99 good and 1 bad is equal to 100 bad dealings. And that is how they are painting Gianni Infantino right now. So next year is the election. The FIFA Congress will be held in Morocco. If you're not going to stand with him, a lot of people have come out talking about how things have come through for Gianni Infantino. And also when you look at the fact that Arsene Wenger spoke up, Ali, at some point, the man who is talking about when you see how things come through, yes, one would say when you look at the fact that one would actually talk about, okay, since this actually didn't see the light of day, what is going to be the future of the countries, the federations that didn't stand to support Gianni Infantino.
Yeah,
that is where,
comes to power.
Yes, that is where Prince Ali bin Al Hussein is standing on the blackmail. That blackmail will come through. You know, definitely certain people will have some shady deals, and then Infantino will be like, remember one time this, one time that.
All right.
And he's holding on to that. But ultimately, go due process, go into election. UEFA are holding on and also trying to lobby in CAF to support their move to oust Infantino. The election is there. Bring up someone that will not just take over, that will run side by side in the election. Vote who you want to vote.
And take his place
for a resignation.
If they win.
I'm not taking off.
All right. Just let you know that our FIFA president Infantino, he held a closed door meeting today. Of course, background for the meeting: internal dissent, which you know, then external backlash, as well as public calls for his resignation. Well, the meeting took place today. In Rabat, Morocco, attempting to shore up the leadership. Well, no official resignation or ouster was announced immediately following that closed-door talks, as Infantino works to counter heavy fallout and mounting pressure over his scrapped private investment World Cup plan. Well, the meeting was closed door. Since after the meeting, we've not heard someone saying that.
Arsene Wenger has been critical about the development. Secretary General Matthias Grosstrom has been critical
about it.
The personal advisor of Infantino resigned. So you look at English FA and Football Association of Wales, they've officially withdrawn their support for Infantino's upcoming re-election campaign. But when you look at the internal rebellion, this is where Infantino called this particular meeting and said that, let us look at this. Yes, this has come true. It's a business plan that didn't work out. But ultimately, let us move on.
Those that didn't
Let's
support,
not have-
those that didn't support him, will be witch hunted.
That is what Prince, like I said, Prince Ali will be talking about. Okay, witch hunts, this and that, and blackmail. But ultimately, let's see what definitely, first off, they will see the kind of speech that Infantino will give to them. Then certain people that didn't make any comments, a certain federation that has also about...
maybe that's why African federations have been quiet. They don't want to have wala. Well, again, let's be sincere, let's be straight with it. He's since he's been to power, he's done a lot to to show. He's been given. Let's be sincere about this. Under Infantino, the money that come to federations in African countries increased drastically.
Imagine Melvin Philip made a comment about it.
Increased drastically. So, well, that may be why they are
from 200 and something,
they are
$200 and something $1,000, and they got up to millions. Federations got up to millions.
Millions, all right. Let's move away from Infantino and his problems. I'm sure that he probably is not going to step down, except all these federation calling for his head will definitely bring up somebody, like you said earlier on, who is strong enough to replace him come match next year. But before match, maybe the pressure may not be enough for him to step down. Mo Salah arrived smiling at Istanbul airport on Wednesday, wearing Trabzonspor's burgundy and blue kit ahead of his expected move to Turkish top tier side. Talking up from Liverpool, as hundreds and hundreds of Trabzonspor's fans came, to welcome him. Salah will be a Trabzonspor player, in no distant time. Of course, that's almost here we go.
He's actually a Trabzonspor player,
yes,
and right now he's earning higher than Osimhen, so he's now the highest earning player in the Turkish league, ahead of Osimhen right now.
All right. In boxing, I just want you to know that former heavyweight world champion Joseph Parker said on Wednesday he had been cleared to fight again after failing a dope test that was last October. The 34-year-old New Zealander who held the WBO title from 2016 to 2018 had been denied of taking part, and of course he denied also of taking any substance. He failed the voluntary test on the day he fought and lost to Britain's Fabio Wadley. British media reported that at that particular time, that Papa, he don't test positive, but now he's been cleared and he can fight again. Barcelona and Argentina icon Lionel Messi has offered his support amid Madrid wildfires. Hundreds of thousands of people have been evacuated from their homes due to the risks posed by the wildfire in France and Spain over the past month in what has been very, very disastrous scenes. The Serena Ostena region, located west of the Spanish capital, has been enduring significant damage to land and property from blazes that are still raging at the moment. Isabel Diaz Ayuso, the president of the community of Madrid, revealed this week that Messi has stepped up and donated a large sum of money to help, to cushion the effect of the damage. Good one there from Lionel Messi, a legend. Toro Toro. African administrators back Infantino. I've told you that we've said that already. They are backing him. The executives committee of the smallest and the largest world confederations, Oceania, themselves are saying no, but Infantino has received a kind of support from Africa. Jordan, FA president, like we said earlier on, in the race ahead, but no problem. Moving now to Chelsea. Mudryk played for Chelsea for the first time in nearly 2 years on Wednesday, but was unable to stop his side, falling to a 1-0 defeat to a friendly game. That's to Juventus in Hong Kong. The Korean winger came on as a substitute for Nicholas Jackson in the 82nd minute, drawing applause from his teammates and the fans as Baba came to take place in that particular match that took place at Kai Tak Stadium. Mudryk had not played since November 2024 because of a doping ban, but now won permission to resume his football career on Friday after winning an appeal. Despite a lively cameo on the left side, it was Juventus who took the maximum 3 points after beating Chelsea. Neither side could find the breakthrough in the down drop before, of course, Juve took the lead and held on till the end of that particular encounter. Last weekend, Chelsea also lost, to
against 10 men.
10 men.
The loss against them, man, that's Jabby ball. Shots. Jabby ball. You know,
You
consecutive
have 1 minute.
defeats.
Tell me something about Chelsea at the moment.
I should tell you
What do you
something, something that I don't know about Chelsea or something.
No,
that
no, I
really know
mean, with
about
this kind
Chelsea.
of results, shouldn't this be playing on the psyche of Xavi at the moment?
No, it is just preseason games. It's just preseason friendly. They do not matter. The way, can't you see that they will bring out the starting 11 and
didn't
put
say you
in?
should mock
Can't
their
you,
face.
I'm not mocking
Okay,
them. I'm
okay.
telling you facts.
Okay.
They are bringing in academy players. You get. So they are testing the
But they
academy
played
players. They are testing them. Can't you see?
Those are other academy players.
They are testing. Jackson was there. Caicedo started, but he was withdrawn. You understand? Danny Welbeck started. He was withdrawn.
Are these
You
academy
get.
players?
You see Fofana there. You see the man with Nigerian descent. What's that his name? You know, Ahaya Torogologo and even some Chelsea Uchen Nasef or Ahaya Sef. But regardless, Tosin Adrabioyo. He was there. You get. So it's just a friendly
And this
game.
was academy
The
player.
two games, they are friendly. They came from. They're looking at Rich James. He came from academy.
Yes.
You understand?
He's still academy player.
I don't know if he's still an academy player.
Manchester United have appointed Eva Olid as head coach of their women's team on a contract until June 2028. The Women's Super League club said this on Wednesday. The move comes 2 days after former manager Mark Skinner, like we told you, left the club by mutual agreement, ending a 5-year spell weeks before the start of the new season. The 40-year-old Olid arrives after leaving Scottish side Heart in May after almost 5 years in charge also. Former Portuguese legend Luis Figo has joined a couple of those calling for the head of Gianni Infantino. It's all right. All right, this is where we're going to open the phone lines now so that you can be part of the conversation. But while that goes on, I'll be asking Noble some funny questions about some clubs in England.
People should highlight that funny question. Funny
serious
question.
questions.
Serious question. Just take it serious. So before we actually get to, before I call the phone lines, remember that Morocco and South Africa talking about Bayana up against Atlas Lionesses in the quarterfinal of the WAFUU-20. That is how things stand. Gatlana is looking forward to that particular encounter as well as Ludwig. And looking at Nigeria Falcons game this evening, you understand? And like we told you, going into the second semi-final, which should have started in the under-20 WAFUU encounter. That's Niger up against Burkina Faso. Should Burkina Faso win, it's going to be a rematch for Nigeria against Burkina Faso after losing to Burkina Faso in their third group game. And Niger, if they create an upset, then it's going to be it's more like biting above their weight. But anything can happen in the game of football. 0911 20,022 0911 20,022 or 0707 454 1014 0707 454 1014, or you can also send in a message via Facebook, Echo FM or Echo 100.7 on Facebook, as well as YouTube. Send in a reaction. We are live. Go in, send in a message in the situation you can't get across the phone lines, or send in a WhatsApp message as well on the number 0707 491 3438 0707 491 3438.
All right, I think we have a caller. Good evening to you.
Hello?
Hello, good evening to you and welcome to the show.
Yeah, hello, Kachi. Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from?
No, but good evening.
Good evening, my senior brother. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's me, Vin.
Oh, Vin, you're welcome.
Welcome, my Vinicius.
Should we add Junior?
No.
Okay. Senior. Then
Let's
senior.
take the senior.
Okay. I want to start with the Super Falcons.
Okay.
Start with them. Okay. The match against Egypt. Truth be told, yes, the last match they died on the pitch to even get that one set.
I'm telling
They
you.
do or die match. Yes, let's score is a death. It's a death wish for them. They must die on that pitch to get that one set.
Well, the captain has said
Egypt,
that they are going to fight and do everything on the pitch against Egypt.
Yes, but let me sound like a broken record. Yes, Nigeria will win this match, but I'm sorry to disappoint the fans. I'm not sure it will reach 4 goals because they brought it upon themselves. How can you lose to Malawi? You underrate them, and they gave you 3-2, and now you're fighting back. You're trying to push to get winning. So I'm sorry to all Nigerians. I'm sorry, Nigeria will win, but I'm sorry. They won't
But
get
my
up to
brother,
that level.
also remember the final between the Super Falcons against Morocco in the last edition. 2 goals
I
down,
know.
the fighting spirit is there.
Hello. We're talking of 4 all replied goals. You know what I'm saying? You'll be talking about for Nigeria to qualify, they are going to get like 4 all replied goals.
Against a team that's considered 5 against Zambia.
But at least they scored 1 against Malawi.
It's all right.
So that's for that. Then as for Man U, sorry, you said have they appointed the female team? Have they appointed a new coach?
Yes. Olid.
A male or a female?
A female.
Wow. Okay.
A female.
It's a good one for them. But Skinner, I don't know. Let me use the Igbo. I don't remind you for just few weeks for Man U to start. You're leaving the pitch. I'm not remind you. I won't lie to you.
All right.
Then for the transfer, people have not said Salah not joining
Trabzonspor.
Yes,
Not joining
I'm going to Trabzonspor. Yes, I'm not joining Saudi League. I'm going to Trabzonspor. It's a nice deal. It's a nice deal because he still wants to play in Europe.
Yes,
and I'm sure Trabzonspor they went to Champions League. If I'm not mistaken.
No, they are in Europa.
Okay, Europa. Yes, it's a good deal for him. At least he wants to make a name in Europe. It's a good deal for Salah. Then for Chaloba going to Como is a nice deal. But the one I still don't understand is Vinicius Junior going to Arsenal.
It go shock you say it no go happen.
I know. It doesn't shock me because it's not going to happen. because if Arsenal managed to even fund that deal, how much we be able to pay this man?
All right, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is Chidebe.
You're welcome, my brother.
Yeah. So, they lost their preseason today against the 20.
Yes. In Hong Kong.
Now, wow. Like they are not serious to play a preseason match. Tottenham, they lost. They lost.
Well, according to Noble, it's just preseason, nothing serious.
Yeah. So I want to know there's a player that's managed to sign from AS Roma. Are they signing?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much.
And talking about AS Roma have agreed an 18 million euro package deal for Nahuel Molina from Atletico Madrid. And with that departure and also possible departure of another centre-back, Atletico Madrid are keen on acquiring Argentine centre-back, talking about Tottenham captain. Looking at bringing him through. Let's see if Romero would agree to go to...
Okay, quick. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, Oga Kachi.
Good evening, my brother.
Ebo Noble.
Yes.
I greet you.
We greet you, brother. We greet you. Good evening.
This is your brother, Donama Jesus.
Mama. You're welcome.
Yes, God bless you. In fact, Oga Kachi, you are called Mawe Sabi. And true, you Sabi. And the Noble, sometimes, I don't know whether Noble beg. If I say I go buy blue shirt put for your body so that sometimes if you talk to this, you give us little respect.
Blue, if you go to our Facebook now, there is blue on my body right now.
No, my no blue.
Go onto our Facebook, yes, blue. I tell you people how it is. Chelsea lose, I be they no lose. Chelsea they lose, I be they no lose.
No problem.
Did they lose to Tottenham? Did they lose to...
Okay. If you ever put Noble top for mind, you know them hand. You know me
Noble man. He's my man. He's my personal person. He might tell you. No matter how Pele run cow, you will never be like as tiny as sheep.
Not true, you talk like that.
Not true.
Now, make I shock you. Anytime Chelsea begin to lose game for preseason, now when they put their foundation solid for the main game.
Okay.
But sometimes I like when they talk. They now just preseason, but I know say it's just the
Thank you. How? Is it not preseason?
No, even Oga Kachima when Sabi ask you, are you mocking us? But he said, no, you just.
How can I mock the biggest club in London?
I mean, the world champion.
Oh, sorry, Arsenal will come for me. Is Chelsea the biggest club in London?
Is see you?
No, I'm just asking.
I always help to draw you back.
No. Okay, the biggest club in London.
See, that Chelsea you are talking about is the pride of London.
Okay, pride of London. Pride of London.
If
No problem.
If you are holding Europe meeting, Arsenal no will enter. Tottenham got try come small. So
this type of way they shake. This type of way
the
they
leg don't
shake.
spoil finish.
The leg don't break. You just see. But anyway, Dona Jesus, I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, brother.
Good evening, sports chef. Good evening, my senior brother.
I greet you guys.
Great especially.
This is the voice of Emeka, one of the last greatest fan ever.
Okay.
The champions.
Up the corners.
We are the pride of
Champions League finalists.
Yes.
Champions of England, put that one first.
Okay, sorry. Champions of the king of Premiership.
All those Chelsea where they talk, where they next season they don't qualify for anything. Come on, school. They don't win. Come on, marry school. Talk less of cup. Who does them cup? Eh?
They are talking about the world champions.
Before I get them before no be proper.
The next 2 years now they go play in that club World Cup.
This table when they shake, no get leg again.
Next one now, they no go come now.
They no go come. Okay.
Okay, the talk based on the way they even play for preseason now, Seth.
The preseason they lose left and right now. They don't know what thing they do. They go behind old men, old players.
No be talk.
Okay.
See, Kachi, I'm happy we have secured Bruno Gomares. I'm happy. The deal is finally
Yes,
done.
it's done. The Gomares deal is done already. Baba don't carry him back now they run.
Yes, I'm happy for my club. We are trying. And next, when it's season is next. It's coming.
That one is a very big one. No.
My Emeka, time is no longer on our side.
Yes. Good night.
Thank you. This is on.
Now, quickly going over to our sub platform. Good evening, sports chef and man with Sabi. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great.
This is Liverpool's first daughter testing from MCC. I'm just here to wish my Super Falcons a victory today against Egypt ladies. I know it's going to be an easy winning because they have all they need to win them tonight. Liverpool preparing for the season to start in a ground style. Okay, I have a beautiful night rest to you too.
Shalom. Thank you very much.
4-2 against Leeds, but regardless. Okay. Good evening. I'm still. I don't know. Good evening, Kachi and Novel. As usual, my name still remains Felix.
Good evening to you,
Still testing from my humble community, here in Berry. About the game between Super Falcons and Egyptian ladies, I want to wish our girls, the Super Falcons, all the best and good luck to them. They should sing the Egyptian ladies in the Red Sea tonight. And finally, congratulations to my club, Arsenal, for signing Guimaraes, Gunners for life, the pride of London. Thanks. I'm enjoying your analysis. Keep it up. Good evening. I'm still Felix Unwozo. Please, I'm totally not in support with the FIFA president. President should resign because he has done well on Infantino. We stand. Thanks. You know, on the mandate of Infantino, we stand. On his mandate, we shall stand.
Listen, now Infantino with the talk.
And I did say, but I said he will go this way, but regardless. Now,
on Facebook now.
Facebook. This is coming from Tochko Vincent. Betalicious evening. Noble and Sakati Sports.
Good evening
How are
to you
people doing today?
We are doing great.
Hope
Thank you.
Seeing the rain.
Yeah.
Please, I have a question for people for you people, just the correct answer. I need which club lost the preseason friendly against 10 men on Saturday and also lost today against Juventus?
Chelsea. You ask question. I never answer them.
Finance.
Chelsea.
So anything that will make Manchester City to sign Pedro Neto, I reject it. God forbid. No, Enzo America should be wise enough. We already have Lamine Yamal in the team, in the person of Ryan Masajedi, and also wishing our own darling Nigeria Falcons a comfortable win against Egypt tonight, at least 4 to 6 goals to nothing. I'm Tochukwu Vincent Isaac, watching you live from Owerri, Imo State. Keep up the good work. I'm enjoying your show. Hala Manchester City for life.
Thank
and
you,
also,
Tochi.
Okay, that is it. And also, I want to say massive appreciation to our Enugu fan. There's a man who constantly sends messages, but unfortunately, we don't really respond.
Sorry about that.
And this is where we're going to call a wrap on Echo Sports this evening.
And on behalf of the one and only DJ Max, we'll say thank you for being part of the Tantalicious this evening.
Yes.
We'll say thank you very much for being part of the show. Tomorrow evening, don't worry, we'll be back to continue giving you the best from the world of sports. I'm Kachi Sports. My friends call me Man Wesabi.
I'm Nobo Chigozwim, Nobo the Sports Rep, the Fox in the Box. Buenas noches.